What's cracklin', everybody? Welcome back once again to the definitive cereal tier list. Where each episode, take a cereal, put it on the tier list, so you know how good it is. I'm your host Tucker. In this episode, we're moving on to Berry Colossal Crunch, which is the multi-meal version of Captain Crunch with crunch berries. I looked around at the stores that I would normally go to, plus a couple others, and I didn't find anywhere that just had Colossal Crunch. I'm pretty sure it's a thing. But Berry Colossal Crunch, or some variation of that, seems to be the only one that's carried around me. So just going to start with this one instead of their Captain Crunch knockoff. So Captain Crunch, the original, obviously got a B, but then when we added Crunch Berries, fell to a C. So, this is a multi-meal cereal, so that C range seems pretty likely. Hopefully this does something different, though, to really bump it up. Well, let's just open up this bag, see what we can find in there. I guess that's fine. Oh, okay, fun smell. It's like a fruity gum scent. Yeah. I think it's reminded me of another show we've done. I'm assuming that's Crunch Berries. But look aspect, nailed it pretty much. Yeah, looks pretty much how I remember Captain Crunch Crunch Berries tasting. The pieces maybe a little off, but pretty close. Okay. Here we go. The crunch berry part, that taste, seems to be kind of close. The Captain Crunchy pieces, very different feel. Texture is completely different, not as sharp, very much just kind of dissolves in there. Okay, well, not dissolve, like you do get that first crunch. Yeah, just not as hard, I guess. And not in a bad way hard. Just very different. I think I like the normal Captain Crunch piece better. And already the Captain Crunch base piece replication here, sagifying like crazy. When I first said dissolved, it was sort of at the end. Now that dissolved state is happening earlier on. So that's not great, but taste-wise, it's not too far off from what I recall from Crunch Berries. It's really just the texture that's kind of throwing this off and making it a little weirder. Like, I think I'd, again, prefer the original at this point. So let's find out how berry-y this milk is. Yeah, okay. Got a similar taste there. Yeah, has a nice sweetness to it. I'm down with this milk. This is some pretty alright milk. Can't complain too much about that situation. And, can't get the texture wrong there. I was really hoping at the end here I get to say, oh, Berry Colossal Crunch was a colossal miss. But it wasn't. It was just that texture was wrong. They kind of got the taste right, so just like a slight miss. So as I think I've made pretty clear at this point, the texture is the biggest discrepancy here between this and Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries. The taste is actually closer than I would have first thought, but really looking back, that seems to be something a lot of these multi-meals can get close, not always nailing it, obviously, but they at least are in the ballpark. But this one, I think the texture is just such a change that kind of detracts a bit more than some of the others have, even though obviously like stuff like the Fruity Tooties didn't quite nail the texture either. But what I can say about Berry Colossal Crunch is that it's the safer variation of Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries, because I was never worried at any point that the corner was going to hurt me like what happens with Captain Crunch sometimes. So that's the main positive difference, I guess. And once again, the issues with this one is less about the cereal itself and more comparing it to the original as just a standalone on its own cereal. It's totally fine, you know, not really anything bad to say about it. So that pretty much means that, as usual, Berry Colossal Crunch is going to get a C, continuing that trend of multi meals just being very mid-tier, just totally fine cereal. And again, this is one of the other ones, like Marshmallow Mateys, where it's in the same tier as the original version, because the original version was also a C. But I would still probably pick Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries over this, just because I like that crunchiness and texture of the base Captain Crunch Colossal Crunch piece a little more. But, you know, again, this is giving you more bang for your buck, so I guess that's good. Maybe if you have like a child and you don't want them to have sharpish food, like this is probably fine. I won't really be able to know too much of a difference, but overall I'd say just, you know, stick with the original again. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe, and in the comments below, post your general thoughts. Let me know if you've had Berry Colossal Crunch at any point in your life, if you found it also to be less crunchy, more just straight up dissolving at the end compared to Captain Crunch. Confirm that with me. I'm 99% sure that that is a correct statement, but you never know, maybe someone had a different experience. If you've tried just normal Colossal Crunch, maybe let me know if that's, you know, worth it in comparison to Captain Crunch. I'll still try to keep a lookout for it, but and you never know with these things. The multi-meal appearances in stores is very random. But until next time, stay delicious.